As promised, we're back with Austin Kennedy and Kevin Shannon from the Bryant Law Center, and we've got a bunch of questions, guys. You're all ready to get started?
Ready to go.
All right, Austin, this first one's for you. I was recently involved in a car accident that resulted in some neck injuries while running an errand for my boss. Will the company's insurance cover my injuries and time off work?
More than likely, what you're going to have is a workers' compensation case. If you were running an errand, you were under the control, I guess, of your employer. It was for company business. You're in the course and scope of your employment. In cases like that, it's still considered an on-the-job injury, and work comp is primary in that sense. So they're going to pay for your accident-related medical bills, all reasonable and necessary treatment for the cure and relief of that injury. It's also going to pay for your wage loss up until at least as long as you have doctor's notes saying that you need to be off work for a particular time. They'll pay for the wage loss, and then potentially the work comp will even pay you what's called permanent partial disability, which is, I guess, more or less the pain and suffering in a work comp case, even though there's not pain and suffering in work comp. So work comp would be primary, and then second of all, I guess you'd say, is that the automobile insurance of the vehicle you were in would be responsible for defending you if you were in some way at fault, I guess, in the accident. So I mean, there's different layers there to look into, but at a bare minimum, you need to turn that over to your employer's workers' compensation insurance and get a claim opened up and start from there.
Okay, if they don't like that answer, then they can contact you guys and you can
Sure,
help out
yeah,
with that.
absolutely.
Okay. All right, our next caller wants to know, I was in a car accident for which I was considered at fault. Am I still able to receive compensation for lost wages even though I was at fault?
I'll take that one, and I want to preface the answer by saying that every state is different. I know we've got viewers in multiple states, so what I'm going to talk about is Kentucky. If you are a Kentucky resident and insured in Kentucky, or if you're from out of state and your accident happened in Kentucky, then you should be able to make a claim for wage loss under personal injury protection coverage on the auto policy. So that's the good news. Now, the bad news of it is it'll pay you, even though it wasn't your fault, but it's not going to pay you 100% of your wage loss. It's only going to pay 85% of your average weekly wage, but that's then going to max out at $200 per week. So the answer is yes in Kentucky, but it's limited to no more than $200 per week.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, I'm sure this one comes up a lot. My 12-year-old daughter was over at a friend's house and injured herself while jumping in their backyard trampoline. Are the friend's parents responsible for her medical bills?
Well, it depends. I mean, in cases like that, you obviously have to prove that the parents were negligent in some form or fashion, that either they knew or should have known that there was a defect or a problem with the trampoline, and that's what directly caused your child's injuries. At a bare minimum, though, there would be what's called MedPay coverage if there's any kind of homeowner's insurance, which will cover up to a certain amount of your medical bills. So I'd look into that. For now, everything would be turned over to your health insurance. You could use the MedPay to perhaps reimburse you for out-of-pocket expenses or any kind of liens associated with medical treatment that you did receive.
All right. We're going to take a short break. You guys stay with us and come back after the break for more Midday.